So one of the things we hope you'll do when you come to UCLA is participate in research, and the culminating act of research is preparing a paper that describes your research. And when you do that, one of the things that is sort of a measure of the value of the paper is whether or not other engineers reading your paper can understand it well enough to do what you did, to use your solution. So Adnan Darwish is the chair of the computer science department. And if you go to the websites for Toyota and its Lexus division, both of them offer shoppers the opportunity to tailor their vehicle from among a range of models, colors, and accessories. It turns out the software that powers the sites, called a product configurator, is based on the logical form of artificial intelligence that was devised by Professor Darwish. And if you read the articles about this adoption by Toyota, there are some press releases about it, and I like this quote. Professor Darwish says, "I was very pleased to see this appreciation for the practical significance of my work," because it could have been interpreted as sort of a theoretical paper, "to the point of adopting it for this massive commercial application," Darwish said. "What was particularly gratifying is that engineers found my publications sufficiently detailed to implement the work without additional help from me or my group at UCLA." In other words, the people at Toyota read this paper, they just implemented it, and it worked. So you can see that while being chair of the department, Professor Darwish is also active in actually solving real-world problems using computer science and artificial intelligence. He also happens to be, and I learned this recently at a birthday party that I attended, an excellent musician. So here to speak to you is Professor Darwish.
Thank you, Rick. Good morning, everyone. And I wish to first actually welcome you again to our lovely and sunny campus, and wish you an enjoyable and informative visit. This is an important visit, an important event, both to you, our prospective students and your families, and also for us as educators. Attending college is not just about taking classes and getting a degree. It's a substantial growth experience that will actually shape you and impact you in many different ways. In fact, from our point of view, we view our mission as not just giving you a technical education, but also to help you discover and become who you want to be, whether a software developer, a researcher, a professor, or an entrepreneur, and also develop both at the professional and personal level. So before I tell you a bit about some of the academic and professional opportunities that our department can offer, I want to say a few words on the broader experience that is awaiting you in case you join our department. We have a very vibrant and active undergraduate student community. Over 1,000 students, most of whom are involved in at least one of our 7 undergraduate student organizations. Our ACM organization has over 500 students with more than 80 involved in leadership positions. Our Honor Society, UPE, has over 200 students with almost 50 involved also in leadership positions, and both of these have been award-winning chapters from their parent organizations in multiple years. They're just the best. And some of the other organizations, LA Hacks for coding, Bruin Entrepreneurs, and Creative Labs. So just to give you an example of what happens here and what you may be embedded in, just last week, Wednesday, we had about 300 high school students from underserved communities that came to campus to be mentored and inspired by our undergraduate students with regards to their interest in computer science. We did not envision this event as a department. Our students did. We did not organize it. They did. They did the whole thing from the grounds up, recruiting high school students, fellow undergraduate students, and so on. We just nurtured their passions and their ambitions and their interests and gave them the support and resources needed to be who they wanted to be in this case, which is community motivators and champions. So this is the kind of leadership, vision, and engagement that we'd like to see and we foster and we view as an important part of an undergraduate experience. So on the academic side and professional side, about 80% of our undergraduate students get an internship before they graduate at various places, from startups all the way to giant software companies like Google and Microsoft. And this can be very important for complementing their undergraduate experience with industrial exposure. And they also make some money, actually some very good money along the way. We're seeing more interest actually in research and more engagement by our undergraduate students in research. So actually quite a bit of them are now involved in various research groups. I personally happen to have 5 undergraduates in my research group that attend our weekly meetings. And for some of them, I even meet one-on-one, just like graduate students. They contribute, and some of them have already co-authored papers. So that's yet another career path in trying to help, again, our students become who they want to be. I should also mention a word here for our prospective engineering students outside computer science, that other engineering students also take computer science classes. In fact, particularly the programming sequence. In some of these courses, we teach as many engineers as we teach computer science students. So you will have the opportunity to also take some computer science classes, interact with computer science students, develop friendships, and learn from each other, which is a great plus, again, for being at the School of Engineering. So if you have declared your major as a computer science or undeclared, you'll be hearing more about all of this later in the computer science session. We'll have extensive coverage for various topics from both our faculty and students. You'll also meet some of our colleagues and alumni, and I will personally look forward to meeting you as well and talking to you. And in conclusion, I want to again wish you an enjoyable and informative visit, and please do make the right decision and join us in the fall. Thank you.